I've learned that trying to find instant romance is a bit of a waste of time. It's just gonna lead to things being bad and just not being good for you. And it turned into a situation where you're just gonna deteriorate your mind doing it. You're gonna go crazier and crazier doing it. And I feel like the best bet is to just go outside and do something. Join a social group. Like go to frequent escape park at a specific point in time. Go join a gym, join a martial arts dojo. Uh, I don't know, frequent a bookstore. Do something, do something that's not your commute to work, and then I think things will go good, and you'll be able to actually meet people in a sense instead of doing these instant activities. And what these instant activities are, and what I'll explain right now, is that they're essentially stuff like dating apps, you know, like hookup spaces, matchmaker game show things. But yeah, and when I say matchmakers, I don't 100% mean the game shows, but just those things where they have dating coaches help match you with a girl, and they kind of like grease you up to the other person, and then they also grease them up to you. The problem is with that is that most of the times whenever you're going to those spaces, they see desperation, and there's desperation that's being preyed on by the people who manufacture these spaces, and the people who are on these spaces, who have the self-awareness to know the kind of people who attend those places. Like with Tinder, with the manufacturers, it's like, oh hey, get Tinder Plus, and then you'll be able to see who likes you, and you'll be able to match with someone faster and get a girlfriend faster and easier. Oh, you want it to be easier? You want it to be way quicker? Get Tinder Gold, because then you'll get passports, so you'll be able to talk to people around the world, and which is cool. Like, yeah, don't you want to match with like a cute Japanese girl? Get Tinder Platinum too, because then you'll have way more options, because then you'll be able to talk to people when you super like them, essentially. And it'll just go on and on. It'll be stuff like catfishes, Snapchat scammers. I went through with that in my sex worker video earlier. And just people who clearly aren't actually there to date, but to promote a product, but know that they could get this product bought by like having some lonely guy come and keep buying their products as long as possible until they get sick of them. But then it'll be fine, because you still gave them your money at the end of the day and wasted a lot of your time, so they win. And with those matchmaker stuff, while I would like to say there's probably some degree of success stories with that, one thing that I could imagine happening with those, and being the case with those, is that what ends up happening is that it just will get stale and dead after the show, when you realize, oh wow, other than this is kind of lame, and it's like I just wasted half a grand, or quarter of a grand, or a full grand. It doesn't matter. Either way, it's the principle that you still poured money into this whole thing that may not even work, and so on and so forth. And then the worst of the worst, which would have to be, torture dungeons, going into places like that. Don't do it. Trust me, don't do it. As somebody who has done this, do not do this. Because, well, for one, unless you have a girlfriend, do not go to those. Because here's the thing, you look like one of those losers who have hoodies on, have their hands in their pockets, essentially, looking shady as heck, walking around, and essentially what they're doing is like waiting for a girl to talk to, or looking for a girl to talk to. But then when they see the girl, they're nervous and don't actually approach them, which is super hilarious when you think about it. When you really, really jump to think about it, it's hilarious. And then again, the people running the building will scam you, because they have a bunch of like crazy in and out policies. And how I remember at one point in time, I couldn't pull my charger out to charge my phone, so they told me that they had to take my phone and charge it, and that would be $10. So I gave them $10, came back for my phone 30 minutes later, and my phone was still at 1%, and I didn't even get my $10 back. You know, that's how mad those places are when it comes to scamming you, because they know how desperate the people there are, too. So they'll prey on that desperation, and there are even people who frequent those events who do that, where they'll act like they're interested in you. Like if you're not walking around too much and you're just sitting there, they'll come and talk to you, act like they're interested and attracted, and then boom, give me $200, then we'll continue talking. You know, I've seen that. I've seen that before, and that's the worst of it all. I swear, I'm not gonna get into any more detail because it's kind of gross, and I don't want to get banned when I haven't even hit any subscribers yet. Hell, these videos haven't gotten any views yet, and I'm doing this. But yeah, it's bad. Unless you have a girlfriend, don't who's willing to do that, of course, and is consenting, don't do it. Don't go to those. Do not go to those. I swear. Like legit, just start with friendship, and like just go to something that's not as on the nose too. Like join a gym, join a martial arts dojo, frequent a skate park, you know, anything else other than those three things. Anything else, like please, not even for my sake, but for yours. Trust me, it'll only help you in the future, and you'll feel way happier, and it'll all work out at the end of the day. Trust me, because I know.